Hello, this is Nuno from Top Quadrant, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can make Edge aware of your document set. For that, you'll need the Corpora asset collection. These asset collections are mostly used for content text sets and Autoclassifier. We have a separate video describing how you can use Corpora in your content text sets and Autoclassifier. For creating a new corpus, you go to the Corpora asset collection and select the option Create New Corpus. Some of the options are common across all asset collections like label, default namespace, and description. Specific to the new corpus screen, you'll see a section asking you where your data resides. For this video, we're going to be focusing on the CMIS connector and on the S3 connector. The other connectors work in a similar way. You can create a new corpus without any connection to an external data source by using the No Connector option. When you create a corpus of this type, you can only upload files from your local file system. In case you want to index documents from a website that follows the sitemap.xml protocol, you can choose the sitemap.xml connector. In this connector, you'll be asked just for the location of the sitemap.xml file. The URL list connector allows you to specify a set of URLs that Edge will fetch and index. For this video, we're going to focus on the CMIS connector and on the S3 connector. The CMIS connector allows you to read data from your content management system that is CMIS enabled. Let's start by creating a corpus that uses the CMIS protocol for reading documents. I will pick a label for this corpus and choose the CMIS connector. When we choose the CMIS connector, we're presented with the second configuration screen where you can configure the details of your content management system. You should fill in the CMIS site URL with the details provided by your content management system. For this video, we'll be using a set of documents freely available from the Federal Reserve Board. These include papers on different economics topics. In the CMIS site URL field, you should provide the information taken from your content management system. In case you require authentication, you can also provide the username and password. The CMIS protocol actually defines different types of connections, and Edge supports the browser binding and atom pub bindings. This setting will depend on the specific URL that you take from your content management system. The CMIS protocol also allows content management systems to partially expose their data as repositories. To read the existing repositories in your content management systems, you can click on the Refresh Repository list, and the Repositories select box will be populated with available repositories in your content management system. In this case, we're going to take the full set of papers from the FRB. You can also specify whether Edge should keep a local copy of all the documents. This is only required if you're using your corpus for Autoclassifier training. Otherwise, you can uncheck this box. When we create the corpus, we're sent to the Corpus Manage screen. And we have several options, like refreshing all documents. When I click this option, Edge is going to start connecting to the content management system and retrieving the documents. We only need to perform this action once to trigger the process. After this initial step, Edge will periodically look at the content management system for updates. You can also manually trigger these updates by clicking on the Check for Updates button. Under the CMIS configuration option, you can change any of the configurations that we used when creating the corpus. If you want to import only a specific folder from your content management system, you can also specify it under the Folder to Import option. Although Edge is still retrieving documents in the background, we can have a look at the corpus editor. Here, we'll see a list of documents that have already been indexed, and when we select a document, you'll see that the left-hand side is populated with some meta information about the document, like the creator, the creation date, the content type, and the title. You'll also see a preview of the document's contents after being parsed by Edge. You can also find specific documents by using the Refine button. For instance, if I want to search for banks, I can type banks and I'll be given a list of documents that contain the word banks. And then I can select the specific document from the list. In case your documents are stored on Amazon Cloud, we can use the S3 connector. When we pick the S3 connector, the second screen will allow us to specify one or multiple buckets that contain your documents. For that, we just need the bucket name in the region. If you want to import specific folders, you can also specify them here. For authentication, Edge supports reading environment variables. For instance, if in your case Edge is also running on Amazon, it can directly read the authentication from the environment. In this case, I'm going to pick credentials. In case you need to use a proxy to connect to Amazon, you can also specify the connection details under Use Proxy. Similar to what we've seen for the CMIS connector, you can also choose whether you want to store a copy of documents in Edge or not. When we create Corpus, we're again sent to the Manage screen, and we can start the refresh process. Similar to the CMIS connector, you also have the option to force a check for document updates or reconfigure the S3 connector. Now, if we go to the Corpus editor, we'll see a list of documents that have already been indexed by Edge, and we can use the refine function to find specific documents we're interested in. To use in the autoclassifier video, I actually created a second corpus from Amazon S3 that reads the training set from a separate bucket. Thank you, and if you have any questions, please reach out to Top Quadrant.